to GRE Vocabulary Wednesday. And we have a theme today, mistaken notions. You're misled about something, misguided. And here we have the word misnomer. So how can one be misled? Well, a misnomer is a name you give to something, but it's not actually the thing that you name it. What do I mean? Perfect example is graphite and lead. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're writing with a pencil, what do you call that stuff at the end that makes the writing, the drawings? That, of course, is called lead. I remember when I was maybe in the 3rd or 4th grade, I, by accident, poked myself with my pencil in my palm or some part of my hand, and I thought I got lead poisoning. Because at that time, everyone was talking about, oh, watch out for lead poisoning, don't eat paint. I definitely didn't eat paint. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to have lead poisoning. And then only later, maybe a year later, after I already resigned myself to the fact that I had brain damage, someone told me that, no, that's graphite. They just call it lead. And so that's a misnomer. So notice the word mis, kind of like mistake, and then nomer, name. Now, as far as brain damage goes, though, I'm inhaling a lot of these marker fumes, so I'm a lost cause. Next, misattribution. Misattribution, what's going on here? To be or not to be, Julius Caesar once said, would be a misattribution, because that was actually Hamlet from Shakespeare. You can say Shakespeare wrote that or Hamlet said that, but not Julius Caesar. So when you say one person said something they didn't, that's called misattribution. So to attribute means to say, someone did something. Miss, again, mistake, and boom, there you have the word. Moving on through speciousness, some mistaken notions about something. So if at first something looks good, I like that looks good. But then you look at it a little bit more closely and you realize, wait a second, that isn't good. It's illogical or it's just not that great. That thing is specious, or it's known for its speciousness. And so oftentimes when we hear people debating, they're going back and forth, if we don't pay close attention to what they're saying, oftentimes we're persuaded by their confidence, their body language, and we don't realize that what they're saying is specious. So again, having this mistaken level of attractiveness is specious. Hopefully these explanations aren't specious and you don't rewatch them and say, wait, what was he saying? He was so confusing, man. He was trying to obfuscate. So I brought in a word that actually means to confuse and be misled, or be confused and to mislead, not just to be misled. And that word is obfuscate. So if someone is obfuscating, they're intentionally trying to be confusing. They're being vague, misleading. They're not being straightforward. And so if someone is obfuscating, it's very likely that people are going to end up with a mistaken notion of something. So if I tell you that obfuscatory is the noun form and it's a complex word, and I go on and on, I never really tell you what the word means, then that would be a form of obfuscation, and you maybe misattribute this word or think this word is a different word. But do not be confused. Obfuscate means to confuse, usually intentionally. Hopefully you're not confused, but if you are, rewatch it, and I will see you next week.